Hey everyone, Dave from BC Bushcraft, back here again with my knife making series. This is going to be part 2 to the knife making series. Today I'm going to be drawing out my design onto metal and cutting it with a hacksaw and filing it down to shape. So stay tuned. So first thing first is I'm going to draw my general layout for this knife. So what I'm going to do is, lay my wooden blank that I've already made previously, and I'm just going to mark out with a marker. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a scribe to do this. So I'm going to color, I'm using a permanent marker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the whole metal from here to here and then let it dry. And then I will put this back onto here and scribe the outline of it. What I could have done also, instead of doing it this way, is making a marker outline of my template on here and then going from there. But I'm going to try to use a scribe. And like I said, I've never done any of this before, so I don't know if this method is going to be better or not, but I've seen other guys do it. Maybe not exactly how I'm doing it. They use some sort of bluing agent and they can kind of spray the metal with it. I'm just using a felt pen and I'm going to let this dry. Now I'll put my wooden template, put it in the black space there, take the scribe that I have and begin to scribe out the general shape of my knife. So now I have a general guide to how my knife is going to be. I gave myself a little bit more room in certain areas just so I could actually shape the knife how I want it at the end of it all. I could always file more away. You can't put more metal on. People always say that stuff, right? So I took that precaution into mind, made my knife a little bit wider than the actual template of it. The one good thing about having this kind of jimmy rig vise setup with the C-clamp is that I can put my vise wherever I want to. So I'm putting it on the corner now so I can hacksaw this part off and get a rougher shape onto the metal. Just going to make some cuts down towards my scribe line on the horizontal before I do my vertical, just so I think it might make it easier to do that cut along where the bevel of the knife is going to be. It's a workout for sure. Oh, that was quite hard, but I managed to get the majority of it off up to the scribe line. Now I can just use the file and I'll start filing down, getting closer to my scribe line and getting closer to my actual knife. I'm wearing some gloves just so the file doesn't bite into my hand and cause blisters and stuff like that. I have the fingers cut off of these gloves so it's just easier to work with. And I also put some electrical tape on the handle of this because it's just a straight metal handle of this old file. And just so, it doesn't wear at my hand as much as it would just with plain metal. for this part here, it's slightly on my wooden mock-up of the knife. You can see that it rounds and then comes in like that. And I want it to kind of have a bit of a belly that curves out like that. So it's a bit of a dip in here. And I can't really use a straight file to do that. So I have two like old school files. One's this like massive round one, or I have this one, which is, I forget the name of these. It has a flat side and then it has a curved side. And they're very coarse files, so they take a lot of material out. But that's how I'm gonna get that shape in there. I'll show you how it's kind of shaping up. Starting to get there. I'm just trying to go all the way around and get it close to the scribe line. And then when I'm close, I'll start to use a bit of a smoother file so I don't have huge gouges in it. So in the last few strokes around my whole knife, I'm almost done getting the whole blank filed out. I'm trying to go like just at a nice, slow, smooth pace and really paying attention to the angle of my knife or my file and where I'm shaping it, because I want to try to get, you know, a nice 90 all the way around, and I want to try to avoid big scars and taking a big chunk out. You know, when I was doing the big stock removal, if you're going fast and you can easily catch the corner of the file and take a really big chunk out, which will, you know, then you have to file down even more metal to make it smooth. So I'm just trying to go nice and light and pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm using the single cut side now, not the double cut side, so I should get a smoother finish. Nice light strokes. Try to clean out your file quite often, get those big chunks of metal out of there. And just go easy on the last few file strokes so you have a nice surface to work with. Okay, so there you have it. I've got my, you know, general blank all filed out. I decided to make this part a little bit more of a swell in it, just so I could have more purchase on it than my wooden one. It took a long time to get this like blade blank all filed out and to a pretty nice profile. You can see the lines a little bit sharper there. So all that with the hand files, going slow at the end just so I could get like a nice smooth surface to it. So that's it for this video. This is how I have come to, you know, hand carve. What do you say? This is how I've come to hand make by filing and using a hacksaw the blade blank. So what I'm going to do now is put it on a piece of paper and trace it out, just so I have a template for later of exactly what this knife is going to look like. And then from there, I'm going to start trying to put the bevel on the actual knife here. So that's going to require my filing jig, and you guys will get to see kind of my filing jig, and that's what I'll be doing next. I'm not sure what I have to do for the sanding and everything like that before I heat treat it. So maybe if you guys know what I should do, just drop a comment. So just over 6 inches. Where are we? Just over 6 inches. And you can obviously see where I'm going to put the handle, where the blade starts. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please join me for the next one when I actually create the bevel on this knife and maybe do a little bit more fine tuning. And then probably, I don't know if I'm going to be sanding it or not, but after that we're doing heat treat and then scales, etc., etc. So Thanks for watching. This is Dave from BC Bushcraft.